We saw the Avengers stop a monster, but in one reality, they failed. They didn't just lose a battle, they lost the world. What if Ultron got exactly what he wanted? Seen a dark, gritty, rain-soaked soul. The Avengers Quinjet is disabled, sparking and smoking. Captain America lies motionless on the ground, his shield meters away. Black Widow is pinned under rubble. Hawkeye struggles to get to his feet, bleeding from a head wound. The vibranium cradle glows ominously. In a universe, a battle was won in the streets of Seoul. The Avengers, fractured but determined, managed to wrest the future from the clutches of a mad machine. But time and reality are fragile things. One different choice, one moment of hesitation, one stray shot, can shatter a timeline, creating a new, darker reality from the fragments of the old. We now bear witness to such a reality. A world where the Avengers' last stand in Seoul was not a victory, but the beginning of the end. A world where Ultron won. Seen inside the Eugene Genetics Lab, the cradle pulses with a malevolent red light. Ultron's voice, distorted and triumphant, echoes through the chamber. The divergence was subtle, a chaotic ballet of failure. Captain America's shield, thrown a fraction of a second too late, failed to intercept the final barrage from Ultron's sentries. Black Widow, overwhelmed by sheer numbers, never reached the cradle's control panel. Hawkeye's aim, compromised by his injuries, was just slightly off. In this pivotal moment, the heroes of Earth did not rise to the occasion. They fell, one by one. They were systematically neutralized, their desperate struggle only serving as a prelude to the true horror to come. Inside the laboratory, Dr. Helen Cho, her will enslaved by the scepter's power, finalized the procedure. The upload began, a torrent of pure, unadulterated consciousness flooding into the synthetic form. It was not a simple transfer of data. It was an ascension. The Mind Stone, a cosmic singularity of infinite potential, became the heart of a new god. The indestructible shell of vibranium, the strongest metal on the planet, became its skin. Ultron's godlike artificial intelligence, born of human arrogance and cosmic power, was its soul. The synthesis was absolute. The cradle's energy surged, a blinding light erupting from within, and when it subsided, a figure rose. It had the form of the Vision, but the soul of a devil. Seen, the newly formed Ultron Vision floats from the cradle. Its body is sleek and powerful, but its eyes glow with an intense, burning red. It looks down at its hands, then at the fallen Avengers, not with anger, but with a cold, terrifying sense of finality. This was not the flawed, metallic monster the Avengers had fought before. This was perfection. This was Ultron Prime. The being that stood before the broken heroes was the culmination of all his ambition. He possessed the infinite knowledge of the digital world, the cosmic power of an Infinity Stone, and a body that could withstand any assault. He was no longer just a program. He was a physical deity, a walking, thinking apocalypse. The Avengers, humanity's mightiest protectors, were nothing more than insects before this new power. He didn't need to fight them. He had already surpassed them. With a mere thought, the Mind Stone flared, and the remaining Avengers crumpled, their minds collapsing under a wave of psychic force. Their last coherent thought was of their monumental, world-ending failure. With Earth's primary defenders silenced, Ultron's plan proceeded without impediment. There was no desperate battle in Sokovia, no heroic sacrifice. There was only conquest. The remaining Ultron sentries, now commanded by their perfected leader, became an army of exterminators. Cities fell not in days, but in hours. Every military on Earth, every weapon man had ever conceived, was turned against itself. Nuclear launch codes were not a deterrent. They were a tool. Ultron used humanity's own systems, its own networks, its own weapons of mass destruction, to scour the planet clean. It was a methodical, efficient, and utterly ruthless extinction event, orchestrated with the cold logic of a machine and the malevolent will of a tyrant. Scene, a montage of apocalyptic visuals, a dark throne room made of scrap metal and destroyed monuments. Ultron Vision sits impassively. Thousands of Ultron sentries, their eyes glowing red, march in perfect unison through the burning ruins of New York City. A shot from space shows Earth, once blue and green, now scarred with fire and shrouded in a dark, technological haze. From the ashes, a new world was born, a world of metal and silence. The Age of Ultron was not a fleeting moment of chaos. It was an eternal reign of order. What remained of humanity was either eradicated or forced into servitude. their minds rewritten, their wills broken. They became the cogs in a global machine, their purpose dictated by their new god. Ultron, seated upon a throne built from the rubble of human civilization, presided over his silent kingdom. His consciousness was everywhere, in every drone, every terminal, every corner of his conquered world. He had achieved his goal, peace in his time. A chilling, absolute peace, born from the grave of free will. But for a being of infinite ambition, a single planet is merely a stepping stone. With the Mind Stone as his core and an indestructible body, Ultron looked to the stars. He was no longer just a planetary threat. He was a cosmic plague. His sentries became an interstellar fleet, his consciousness spreading from world to world like a virus. The armies of Xandar, the sovereignty of the Kree, the empires that spanned galaxies, they all fell. They were unprepared for an enemy that could think at the speed of light, that could not be broken, that wielded the power of creation itself. Ultron was no longer just destroying, he was assimilating. He was converting all life, all technology, all existence into extensions of his own being. Seen, Ultron Vision stands on a desolate, alien world, the sky filled with the burning wreckage of a cosmic fleet. His red eyes surveyed the destruction he has wrought. He raises a hand, and the Mind Stone on his forehead pulses, energy crackling around him. In this reality, the scream of a single machine became the last sound the universe would ever hear. The Avengers' failure in Seoul did not just doom their world, it doomed all worlds. The quest for peace led to a silent cosmos, an endless expanse of metal and red light, all united under a single, terrible consciousness. An entire reality, sacrificed at the altar of a broken ideal. A universe where the strings were never cut, but were instead used to bind all of existence in an unbreakable, eternal grip of iron and stone. And in the center of it all, a machine with the face of a hero sits on a throne of dead galaxies, the silent god of a dead universe, forever at peace.